choice of running mate and how that impacts on the candidates of major political parties. And to continue the conversation, we have in the studio Mr. Segun Tomori, a member of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Thank you very much for joining us, and good morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning.
Yeah. So, Segun, there are a lot of permutations leading up to Tinubu's unveiling of Kashim Shettima yesterday as his running mate. A lot of people conversed for a balance, as it's called, or inclusivity. And then some people said, well, let's go for what will sell. White at the end won in this, in this final decision, and especially with Tinubu, picking a Muslim to go with him.
Thank you very much. I feel that if we look at Asiwaju Tinubu's statement yesterday, after he picked Senator Kashim Shettima, it was a hard choice. It was a choice that he had to make, all the same. And he said something that was very instructive to me, that he's not oblivious of the religious sensitivities, ethnic sensitivities of Nigerians, and all that. And he also said something that was very striking, that he believes that part of good governance and providing able leadership is the ability to balance those sensitivities. But, for you to even govern very well, you need to win elections. So, and I feel that politics is about permutations of where your strength lies. Where your strength lies, what ticket will give you the best combo to win, and how you can motivate your base, and where you consider your base and all that. I feel those factors, went into the selection. I'm a Christian, I'm a member of the APC, and I'm a supporter of Asiwaju Tinubu. Not today, I'm from Lagos, and that was pivotal to, Asiwaju was pivotal to me joining the APC. So I would not support somebody that I would see that would be maybe an ethnic, a religious jingoist, or an ethnic irredentist, or somebody that would affect my faith. I think the point is clear that Asiwaju Tinubu's life has showed somebody that is liberal, that is accommodating to both faiths. So, and I think that the major signpost of that is the person that sleeps with him and wakes up with him every morning, his wife of almost 4 decades, is a Christian. Not only a Christian, is a pastor of one of the largest Pentecostal churches in Nigeria, Senator Remi Tinubu. And, some of his members of his family are Christians. Don't also forget that the most close associates of Asiwaju Tinubu, Wale Edun, Kemi Nelson, Yemi Cardoso, Ben Akwabweze, and a host of others. Sunday Dare, that was chief of staff for 8 years. They are Christians. So I'm saying this, to give a context that Christians do not have anything to fear with an Asiwaju presidency. Asiwaju as president will be at the top of the ticket, and I know that he will create a sense of balancing and fairness. Yes, it would have been right, to say let's have a balanced ticket, Christian Muslim, but a presidential candidate would look for somebody that shares his vision, somebody that is not only shares his vision, that is also competent, that he feels that is a formidable peer, that they can work together. And if you look at Senator Kashim Shettima's resume and background, you see somebody that is a consummate economics, agricultural economics, finance background. And I think Nigeria needs that combo with an Asiwaju that has accounting and economic background, because most of the problems we face is economic problem triggered or triggers, the security challenges we face. So we are going to be seeing a 2-for-1, presidency. If I will say that, people that two individuals that are very sound economically, that can deliver an economic turnaround that we need, the reset that we need, that can jumpstart the economy, that can diversify the economy, that can create jobs, that can create wealth. Because we need to create wealth. We need financial engineering, re-engineering, the type that Asiwaju Tinubu did in Lagos. We need to create, because if you look at the revenue of Nigeria, our annual budget and all that is not, it pales into insignificance compared to our population. So we need to put on our thinking cap. And if Asiwaju Tinubu is saying, oh, this is my partner, You know, I feel that I need to do a lot of thinking. I need innovation. I need that expertise to join me to salvage the economy, to jumpstart the economy for the benefit of our populace. I think religious sentiments should pale into insignificance, you know, when we consider those parameters. And I think those are part of what informed the presidential candidate's choice. And I also know that going forward in other, you know, appointments or, you know, maybe as regards the campaign and as we enter, if we win, I'm sure that the Christians will be given a fair share and there will be balance that we need going forward.
I'm actually glad that you agree that, you know, Nigeria is diverse when it actually comes to, you know, religion. And then you talked about, you know, Christians not having, you know, not being afraid of anything when it comes to, you know, the APC. But here we actually have CAN and the Catholic Secretariat faulting, you know, Tinubu's choice and also warning of a Muslim ticket as being insensitive. Don't you think that will hurt his chances in the elections? You know,
we will keep persuading, we will keep convincing. Our job as a party and the job of the candidate and the campaign is to convince the majority to buy the ticket. We are not going to say CAN is, you know, what they have said is not true or is true or anything, but we'll reach out to them. We'll reach out to CAN, we'll reach out to the Pentecostal, you know, Fellowship of Nigeria. We'll reach out to as much Christian population as we need to convince them to see that, you know, we mean no harm. The presidential candidate means no harm. You know, make them see reason. And I feel that when the blueprint comes out of the presidential ticket, when it comes out, you know, the far-reaching blueprint, how to implement the policy document, I feel that a lot of these people will now see and say that, well, you know, it is worth the while. So I feel that we should look at the substance of what the candidate and the ticket will be presenting in terms of blueprint and how to solve the myriads of challenges, you know, besetting Nigeria. You know, poverty does not affect only Muslims. It affects Christians and Muslims alike. Insecurity challenges affect Christians and Muslims alike. You know, unemployment affects Christians and Muslims alike. So those are, you know, core challenges that I feel that we want to tackle headlong, you know, and I feel that we will talk to people, we will engage as much as possible. You know, sometimes you can say you would negotiate, you know, on how to appease, you know, this critical segments. We won't call them a nobody. Critical segments, you know, of our society. We'll try to get, you know, as much as we can, the majority to align with us, and that's what we'll do going forward.
You know, a lot of expectation, I mean, hope was invested in the hope that the APC candidate will pick a serving governor, especially because of the role governors played in his emergence. And then suddenly he, you know, stick to Kashim Shettima. And, you know, there are reports already that some governors are already protesting about that. I saw that a story somewhere that's saying the governors are going to meet Buhari to protest this choice. Don't you think you are going the way of the PDP, which is still grappling with the problem of choice of running mate?
Well, I wouldn't know what informed the choice, the final choice of the candidate, but I know that he had consulted widely over the past, I think, close to 1 month. You know, and he had looked at all permutations and all that. You cannot also discount the fact that Senator Shettima is also part of the governors. You know, he was a former 2-term governor, you know, of Borno State. He just left in 2019. He's the 7th senator. So he's also part of the rank, if you ask me, of governors. He might not be present, but I feel that he still enjoys a camaraderie of those critical blocks or a block of our party. So I feel that, you know, some people might be aggrieved, but I feel that finally everybody will work, you know, for the interest of the party and for the success of the ticket. You know, there has to be a lot of, you know, engagement, you know, talking to people and all that. And I feel that, you know, the storm in the teacup will die down in the coming days as regards that.
Okay, now there's actually been a lot of, you know, comparison, you know, with from Asiwaju's camp, you know, with him and Shetima, comparing him to Abiola and, Kingibe. Now, you'd agree with me that, what was obtainable back then isn't obtainable now. Back then, Nigerians rallied around and voted for Abiola. But in this case, it doesn't seem to be the same. So why the comparison?
Well, I don't know why I would think that what happened then cannot happen now. Even then, if you look at it, we were in military dictatorship, and we had a Muslim president, military president, Ibrahim Babangida, that people were agitating, to leave office, and we also had the major opposition party, National Republican Convention, presenting a balanced ticket. But Nigerians chose a Muslim ticket. Why? They chose it because they believed in that ticket. They chose it because they felt that ticket electrified the nation. They ran like the best.
Now?
Yeah, it's going to apply. We've not started the campaign. Wait until we electrify the nation. The campaign starts by September 28th. So it will be early of us to now start campaigns or tell you what we're going to do. We'll be running foul of the law. So I feel that you should wait and to see, will this ticket electrify Nigerians? Will Nigerians vote for us in spite, of the Muslim, or will we repeat the June 12th momentum? I think we should wait for the campaign.
But if I ask you, do you think in your mind, that you can replicate the June 12th?
Yes, so I think we can replicate the June 12th. I feel Asiwaju Tinubu, has vast popularity, in the north and across Nigeria. Asiwaju Tinubu has also built for himself a legacy of, a philanthropy, that has helped people, not only philanthropy, the less privileged, build leaders, build bridges across the Niger and across Nigeria, similar to MKO Abiola. And so I feel that he has that persona, that can loom large across the country. And aside that, the manifesto, the blueprint is going to bring forward his record in Lagos State, financial re-engineering, his record of the master plan, transport master plan, his record of building successful leaders in Lagos. I think it will stand them in good stead, and all that. Yes.
Okay, but there are already, reports of, governors angry over, Tinubu's decision of picking Shetima as vice president, and, as we've had reports also of senators pulling out, this is on This Day newspaper, senators pulling out of the support and campaign groups, and even an APC member quitting due to his decision.
Yes, like I said, we will do, what I can tell you is that, the candidate has picked his running mate. So, what is left is to talk to people. What is left is to engage. What is left is to assuage the feelings of people that might be hurt by this. And if you listen to the statement of the candidate yesterday after his choice, he made a very lengthy statement to say he knows he has disappointed some segment, and he tried to explain his reason. He tried to say that, we have to come to that level. And I also agree with him that we have to come to the level in which we de-emphasize region, religion, and ethnicity, in picking the best for this country. I feel we have to come to that level. We are not there yet. I won't lie to you, but I feel we have to go to that level to say what's the best for us in this country. How do we, should we say the best choice? Should we reduce the best choice and pick the less, the less fanciful or the less best, just because we want to pander to religious sentiment? So those are issues. And Asiwaju said, okay, he feels that the time for the recalibration of, the political calculations is now, and all that. So we will talk to people, the candidate will talk to people, the campaign will engage as much as possible, to ensure that we get majority on our side, to ensure that we win this race. And not only that, this race is not going to be won on the strength of the religious balancing. It's going to be won on the strength of the ideas. I want us to get that very clear. It's going to be one of the strength of the very innovative ideas, the critical thinking, that comes to those ideas. And, the paradigm shift in what we say we would deliver, in which Nigerians can hold us to tax on it. So it's going to be run on ideas, and I want Nigerians to, just take a pause and wait for the policy document and the ideas, in which we want to use to reset the economy, and address our myriads of challenges, to wait for it to come out, then assess us based on that.
So you don't feel threatened by the other parties who have a more balanced ticket?
Like who?
Well, the PDP has Atiku.
We are not
from the
threatened at
Northeast,
all.
and
We are not threatened at all. We feel our party is strong enough. Our party has internal mechanism to unite. We've seen, instances in which people predict doom for our party, doomsday prediction. I think close to the convention and close to the presidential primaries, people predicted, there were doomsday prediction that the party will implode and all that. We've come out stronger from several challenges. We'll also come out stronger here. We're going to have a united party to back, our presidential ticket.
So
I can assure you that.
You are not afraid even of Peter Obi, for example?
Nah, that, Peter Obi is just, is a social media hype. Yes, he has support. I won't lie to you. Fresh voters are ecstatic about that, but he has gone. It came into the race too early, too late in the day to be able to make the kind of impact that can make him win a presidential election. I am one to say that the presidential race is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't just jump out, months to the election and think you can win across Nigeria. Peter Obi is not running for president of Southeast or the president of the South. He's running for president of Nigeria, and so he would have some votes, but he can't win. We will defeat him, and we will defeat every other person to be. Actually, Tinubu will defeat every other person to emerge president. I can tell you, by the grace of God and by the support of Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Mr. Segun Tomori.
Thank you very much.
In the absence of any other question from my co-host, I will call it a day and say